It's a summit where the message is the planet's health is our health. President Emmanuel Macron is heading the bill at the inaugural One Health Summit in the city of Lyon, which is bringing together world leaders, NGOs, and scientists to work on a concern for our long-term future. How can we treat our environment, plant life, animal life better and make sure everyone's life on Earth, including our own, is sustainable, securing food supplies and preventing the next pandemic? For more on this, we're joined by the researcher Sophie Drogué. Thank you very much for speaking to France 24.
Thank you. Good morning.
Morning. So you're on a panel at this summit on Monday about pollution and food, not two things that are usually talked about much in the same sentence. How are they related?
Pollution and food are interconnected because the food system are one of the major pollution. They produce pollution, but they also suffer from pollution, from all type of pollution.
And just tell me about the objectives of this summit. What are the concrete challenges that need fixing? What are people working on at this summit?
We are working on One Health, and the One Health is the idea that all health are interconnected, the health of humans, but also the health of plants and the health of animals. And so we need to be coordinated and to have cross-section action to protect all three at the same time, because they are deeply interconnected. And for example, we face big crises, big zoonoses. Zoonoses are diseases that can pass from animals to humans. And then we, for example, the SARS and avian influenza are examples of this kind of crisis, this kind of zoonosis that we can suffer from.
So this summit is a reflection on the need for global cooperation. Is that what's lacking? Do we have the innovations already and we just need people to work together? And what hope do we have for people to work together when the world is the way it is right now?
Yes, we have solutions. Agroecology, for example, more sustainable farm practices are a solution. For example, for plastic pollution, we need to reduce our consumption of plastic. But I have great hope for the future because we have a greater recognition that we cannot address all the challenge alone. There is a real shift toward collaboration and science-based decision-making and science-based solution. And for example, here in France, the Interagency One Health Working Group was able to bring together more than 300 experts from all regions of the world. And this collective effort is unprecedented. And these experts worked across disciplines like the agronomy, ecology, veterinary science, public health, climate, social science, to develop current science-based recommendation that we will address during this One Health Summit on Monday in the One Health World Science Congress.
Look, Sophie, our viewers here on France 24 are constantly bombarded with global summits and world leaders getting together to work on things. But concretely, you mentioned diseases, for instance. What is the main risk here for humanity if we don't work together on this?
There is a lot of risks, not only zoonosis. Actually, one of the biggest challenges is that agriculture is under pressure from all sides. Climate change is affecting yields, water availability is decreasing, soils are degrading, and biodiversity is declining. And at the same time, farmers are expected to produce more food for a growing population, often with fewer resources and lower incomes. And another major challenge is fragmentation. Agriculture, environment, and health policies are often developed separately, even though they are deeply interconnected, as I said previously. This lack of coordination slows down the transition toward more sustainable practices. And finally, we face the challenge of styles. As I said, we know solution. Agroecology, regenerative agriculture are one of the solutions, better water management also. But adoption remains uneven and farmers need support, incentives, and access to innovation.
Sophie Drogué, thank you very much. Good luck for the summit in Lyon. Thank you for speaking to France 24.